Hey everybody, it's Josh from CollectionDX with another review. This time it's the Brave Gokin 39 Boss Palder from the series Machine Blocker 4. This is part of the Brave Gokin line by CM's Corp. It came out in 2012, and it is a hefty chunk of metal, despite it being looking sort of goofy. But the Machine Blocker robots were always a little goofy looking, and so were the toys. As an example, here is the old small Takemi machine blocker die-cast. So it's still pretty goofy. And I kept the fists off because these things shoot off like crazy. They're just like a hair trigger. But the basic gist of the old one came through with the new version of the toy. This one is very heavy, and thankfully enough, this one is also very heavy. So let's get into it really quickly. First of all, this is a Brave Gokin. Now, Gokin meaning die-cast metal. Lately we've had some hit or misses with how much metal has been in certain things. The Super Robot Gokin line being an example of that. This one does not disappoint with metal. We're talking the entire core upper chest, entire arms through the elbows, entire feet, entire waist, upper thighs, waist, feet, and I'm betting there's an internal metal skeleton inside these legs, although the exterior is plastic. These little flaps are plastic, the wheels are plastic, the chest plate's plastic, the head is plastic, the fists are plastic. So, got that out of the way. Lots of metal. Lots of articulation, too, with clicky joints. No double joint in the elbows, kind of old school. Bandai, while losing their metal, is increasing their articulation with a lot of cool double joints. These guys are still kicking it old school, but I don't mind so much with this clunky robot, because I bet you in the original series he only had a single elbow joint. Also, you can rotate it, of course. These discs spin, and the shoulders actually come out a bit for one of the weapon effects. This is called the multi-storm. So the chest will open up, and these missiles don't fire. Would have been cool if they did, but that's the nature of these collectibles. They're not so much toys anymore, which is sort of a bummer. But still, it manages to feel pretty toy-like despite it not shooting anything. The head has a Palder, or a Palder, I guess maybe that's what a Palder is, much like Mazinger Z does. This time it's the old cowboy hat sort of look. Just kind of comes up, and you can see the ship has engines that kind of go in and pull back a little bit, and this clicks in, and then you have a nice little rocket. And then what happens is he comes over to dock, the engine and the faceplate go down, and it fits nicely. And another interesting part to focus in on is these leg skirts. They are very thin, and they just sort of clip on, so you could twist them off really easily. But the good point is you can snap them back on pretty easily. I worry about repeated pop-offs though, so do be careful. Hip joints are very interesting. So, it has your average out in that. They don't twist at the hip though, but what they do is they expand. You can see the rod going up into the torso there. This doesn't move. Like, it goes forward and back, but doesn't twist. So you can do that, you can do that, but you can't do this here. You can do it here, but still, you can end up, getting a good pose. I just wish that I could do that with it a little bit. It doesn't, so that's a little, I don't know, interesting. It's kind of a rough joint from an engineering standpoint, not from a functionality standpoint. It's just, you can tell it's not from a Bandai R&D team. They have the same thing going on with the ankles a bit, so pulled them out for more articulation. And the knees have their articulated joints. Not double, but still pretty good. Oh yeah, there's one more weapon here to talk about, and that's what's called the Dynamo Crusher. And this is a little panel that comes out here and down, and obviously doesn't shoot, but it's supposed to replicate missiles as well. So it's heavy, it's chunky, it poses nice. We like it in that respect. It also comes with a few accessories, not very many. Not very many. It's a bare bones release. So, first off, is you get variant hands. You get these open hands that you just pop off. They feel very much like old SOC hands, if you've ever had those. It's your, hey, what's up, hand? How you doing? What's up? So there's those hands, and there also are hands that hold these. They're like Morningstar nunchucks, which I already have in there. So I'll just attach the hands for you. Oh, it got hot in here quickly. Don't mind the shininess of my hands because it's sweating like crazy. Alright, so they're the Morningstars. Kind of neat there. They're a metal chain. They could be individual or combined together, which is kind of cool. I believe the name is Palder chucks. It's not supposed to nunchucks, but they're, you know, Morningstar type weapons that are connected with metal chains. So, yeah, overall, I dig it a lot. It's not cheap. At the time of retail, it was about $130 US, and honestly, like, that's what you get. The figure and those hands and those accessories. Oh, and you get some screw hole covers, which I never put on because I'm lazy. Yeah. But it is a cool piece, and if you're missing the metal of the old SOCs, and with some great build quality, there's no QC issues whatsoever. The paint is flawless. The die cast is ample. I would have liked a few more gimmicks, some things that shot, some spring-loaded fists, something else, but, you know, this is what it is. Now, I'll just add on a second note to this. A few years before this release, in CM's Corp's plastic robot line, which I think is called Mecha Action Series, they released all 4 blockers. There were 4 blocker robots, including a Boss Palder. And due to quote-unquote popular demand, they re-released the blocker in die-cast form. So it's possible that a lot of this is just reused plastic mold, just done up in metal, and that's why they didn't add any new gimmicks, because they took what was an inexpensive release and added a ton of metal to it. That's just a hypothesis. But I like it a lot. If you like it, you should go get one. This is Josh from CollectionDX. We'll see you next time.